Hello everyone, my name is Havian and today I'm going to be showing you Frontier Hunter, Erza's Wheel of Fortune, a new side-scrolling action RPG from SITRUUNA, releasing on PlayStation 5 and on PC via Steam, Epic Games Store and GOG. The developers of the game reached out to me and asked if they could sponsor today's video so I can show you some gameplay from the full version of the game, so you can see what it has to offer. Based on what I've played so far, the gameplay is fast-paced and follows a traditional Metroidvania format that uses a grid-based map with various hidden walls and rooms to discover, and additional gameplay styles that add some variety to the game modes, like defending your base from waves of invading enemies while using a turret, or shooting asteroids as you try to fly your ship to safety. The aim is to explore the various connected regions of the world while gathering resources to improve your characters. These resources can be dropped by enemies, found in various treasure chests around the world, or as rewards from quests. The resources or materials can then be used to craft new equipment for your characters, so they can tackle some of the harder challenges or various bosses you can find within the world. You can also learn new abilities and skills to improve your performance in combat. Based on the information provided by the development team, the estimated completion time should be roughly between 35 to 40 hours for normal play, or roughly 50 to 60 hours for players that want to fully complete the map. So for now, let me walk you through some of the gameplay from the earlier portions of the story. Now to show you some actual gameplay. I'm a few hours into the main game. I haven't got too far, but I have completed the first area of the game, and I'm moving into the second area of the game that I'm going to be showing you now. So you won't need to worry about too many spoilers because I am fairly early into the storyline, so you won't need to see anything that's too far in, since I've only completed 9% of the map. But that 9% of the map was fairly large, and it did take me a decent amount of time to get through. So right now, this is the first area that I completed, the forest map. It was fairly big. It did take a lot of time to get through all of the zones since I was pretty much searching everywhere I could. I did see there's a missing area there that I need to get to, so I'll go back and take a look at that. But in terms of where I've just been on the airship that you start on, and then we land on this planet, in this area, and we need to explore this zone here. Or we started off needed to explore in this zone, but now I'm going to need to move over to the rock jungle area. But I will show you the different things you can do at the base. So you can heal here, you can get your weapons crafted or modified. When you craft a weapon, you're pretty much going to be looking for materials around the world or around the map. When you're defeating enemies, they'll drop them. When you open treasure chests, they will also drop them as well. And then once you've gathered enough materials, you can bring it to this guy over here, and he will upgrade your weapons, or he will make you some brand new weapons. So from what I've seen so far, you don't actually get equipment dropped through treasure chests and bosses and things like that, but you do get materials to make some. It may be possible to find a few things here and there around the world, but from the most part, it does seem like crafting is going to be your main source of actually gathering things. So the first thing I need to do is actually make some decent equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my armor. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft this one. I have two characters that I can use. So I actually have two. You start off with just one character, but as you go further, you unlock more characters. I don't know how many characters there will be towards the end, or like as you get much further in. But for now, let's go ahead and I'm gonna make this one as well for my other character. But for now, it does seem like there's two characters. I'm assuming there might be more, but I don't know that for sure. Probably be something that I would have to see as you get further into the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some accessories as well. So we got a poison resist ring with some stats on there, a defense charm. You have two slots. Oh, we got a ring with strength, intelligence, and a few other stats in there as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that. Let's go ahead and make one of these. And then I'll make one of the brave rings as well. I'll make a brave ring and a strange ring. So let's get our girls geared up. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy a weapon or get a weapon crafted for the other girl as well, since you can equip two weapons at the same time. So at the moment, this girl, I've got her equipped with a katana and a spear, and I've got her equipped with a Gatling gun and boots. So she is more of a melee, she's a close range fighter, along with being a range attacker as well. But there is a bit of customization with their skills, which I will go into in a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade. Let's go ahead and make this one as well. So we've got a decent selection of equipment, so I can go ahead and equip those and show you how the equipment system or the customization systems in this game work. So Red Moon is a katana that I'm using. I've got a spear that I like to use, and then we've got artifacts. These are pretty much magic that you can cast. I've got a decent selection of them at the moment. I'm assuming you'll probably be able to unlock more, but right now I do have a few that I can equip on either character, but it doesn't seem like you can equip the same skill on both characters unless you have duplicates from the look of things. And you can have multiple builds for your characters as well. At the moment, I've only got enough equipment for one build at a time, but let's go ahead and equip the battle armor on her, and then we're going to equip the sturdy vine armor in her, and I'm going to give her the strange ring, and I'm going to give her the brave ring. I need to go into the equipment and like tweak them and check exactly which ones are going to be best for which character, but for now I'll at least use these weapons and these bits of equipment on them because they seem to work right now. So you can actually do some upgrades to your equipment after you've equipped them as well. So I'm going to go to weapons. At the moment I have this core slot inside of there. When you defeat enemies, well, your equipment has slots in them. These slots can be upgraded at the blacksmith, but they will come with like a set amount of slots inside of there. So this katana had like 4 slots inside of there, and I filled in those slots with cores that drop from the enemies. There's some cores that will drop from bosses. There's some cores that will just drop from any of the normal enemies, but depending on the enemy that you've come across, or depending on like the core that drops, they will have their own requirement for being slotted. And you can see that this core I got from a boss that I faced earlier. It's way higher than my level at the moment, along with the salamander. So these are like boss enemies, so you can see their levels are really high, which means that they can't be slotted into my equipment because they're too big. My equipment, this katana only has 4 slots inside of there, but these bits of equipment are way too big for it. So you can remove equipment. So I'm gonna go ahead and like remove this one from here, and then I'm gonna go and re-slot something else. So you can see that this one's got 4 slots in there. This has 9 slots, so it can't fit inside of there. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and find something else that will fit inside the slot that will give me some stats. This was like one of the earlier bosses in the game, so I'm gonna go ahead and slot that back inside of there, since he gives me a stat boost and it gives me some passive skills on top of that, which is kind of what you can get from some of the other cores as well, along with a few additional resistances. So I'm gonna go ahead and slot that in there, and then we're gonna slot in something. Let's see, Hungry Ghost. We can slot, so this one's got 4 slots as well, but 2 of those slots are locked. This has 4 slots, but 2 of the slots are locked in there as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip those. So I got my boots and I got my gun equipped. I've got those equipped, but now we can go to this guy and we'll get him to modify them. So we're gonna modify the weapon and get him to remove these slots. So I don't have enough materials for any copper ingots, so I'm gonna have to go and like hunt for those. So if I did have the materials, or if I didn't already spend them on like buying other things, I will be able to remove these slots and then put in a core that was big enough to fit within those slots. In addition to those customization options, you also have different skills. So as you're playing through the game, you will find skill books in the world, and then they will unlock new attacks for you. These can be turned on and off from the looks of things, but the inputs are similar to what you'll find in fighting games. So forward, a quarter circle, then like attack button, or double forward and then attack to do like a different attack. There's a variety of different attacks you can do. So for the ultimate move for this character is down, up, and then B to the ult, but that's because I changed my ultimate button. So the actual input will vary depending on what input or what device you're using to play the game, whether that be keyboard or mouse or controller. But there are different attacks that you can do with either character, and you will be expanding the range of attacks you get as you play through the game. And I also just unlocked double jump, which opens up my ability to like be mobile around the field as well, or around the map, and get to access some new locations. And there are also outfits for all of the characters, or for these characters at the moment. So there are different outfits that you can equip. You can change the characters' hairstyles, and you can change their hair color as well. So you've got a bit of variety in terms of the way you want to customize them. This outfit looks very familiar. I wonder what game that is inspired by. But I'm gonna go ahead and stick with. Actually, you know what? Let's go with like a little bit of a change. What should we go with? Let's dress her in. Let's go with this, and then we'll give her a different hairstyle. So we've got different hairs that you can use. Even seems like you can get different hair based on some of the other characters in the game as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's pick the hat, and then we're gonna change her clothing as well. So it does seem like you'll be able to like swap the clothing of the different characters that are in the game. I didn't need to do anything specific to have these unlocked. They were just there as I started playing the game. So let's go ahead and give her this, and let's change her hairstyle as well. So let's go with Cat. Can we change her hair color as well? These are a bit too bright for my liking. So let's go back to black hair. Or white hair? No, black hair. All right. So the combat in this game, I will actually show you what that's like. It's very quick. You have aerial combat as well as ground combat. It's kind of what you would expect from a Metroidvania game in terms of the way the game is laid out, but the combat is very fast and fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter a new area. Let me double jump to access the new area. I'm gonna go ahead and enter this new area and then show you what some of the gameplay is like in somewhere that I haven't been before. So we'll go through it together. Okay, so I've just entered the rock jungle. This area here is where you can save the game and rest, and you can also craft food. So you can learn new recipes as you go through the game. I didn't go to the chef. I forgot to like show you the other areas that are inside of the other people that are inside of the campsite. So let me go ahead and show you that, because you can get some new recipes to create new foods. And then once you've created new foods, you can use those to buff your character for a specific period of time. So I could talk to some of these NPCs to get quests, but I'm gonna go ahead and buy some recipes. So we got char siu noodles, banana fritters, and depending on which one you buy, you're gonna get different stats once you've made them. So let me go ahead and let me buy a few of them since I've got enough money for it. So let's get this, and then we'll go ahead and grab this as well. So we've got that one. I didn't get the tofu, but I will grab this tofu as well. So I've purchased those two, and then I've got like a decent chunk of ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy some, since I got tofu, let me buy a few more tofus. And then we're gonna buy some pork. We're gonna buy some chicken. I keep forgetting to actually push the purchase button. So I already got some tofu, but let me get a little bit more. Okay. I have no idea what the ingredients are that I need for this food. I'm just gonna hope that what I bought right now is enough to make at least something. I can make rice at least. That will give me a buff so I can demonstrate what the foods do and how long they last. Up until this point, I haven't actually used food myself, because I've just been brute forcing my way through. But let's craft some food. Can't even make them because I don't have any broccoli or spices. No seasoning. So let's just go ahead and make some plain rice. And this is what happens when you don't make any seasoning or don't buy any seasoning. You have to eat plain rice. Let's eat some of that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and save the game. So this is pretty much where you'll rest and like make yourself some food so you can continue on with your journey. So now let's go ahead and like fight some of these enemies so you can see what the combat's like. So you can see how quick everything is, and I will be fighting with both of the weapons. And you can switch between the two characters. You can't switch between them mid-combo from the looks of things. So that's not something you'll be able to do in terms of like making flexible combos between the different characters. Or at least it doesn't seem that way right now. But what you can do is you can make combos with your different weapon types, and the combo string will flow into each other. So let's say you start 3 hits on the first weapon, and then you switch to the second weapon, which is my spear there. If I was to start 3 hits on this weapon and then switch the spear, it will continue the combo on the 3rd or the 4th hit with the spear instead. So like 1, 2, 3, then 4 with the spear. And it's the same for the spear. So if I was to do 1, 2, 3 with spear and then finish with the sword. So you can be flexible with the different weapon types and make different combos. The same with Ciara. So she's more like a brawler type character, but she also has a Gatling gun. So depending on the inputs you use, you're going to do different like combos and different attacks. Right now, I only have ground-based combos or launching combos, but I don't actually have any combos that can, or abilities that I can use in midair. But doesn't matter. She's got a Gatling gun and a rocket launcher now. Seems like the weapon I've got now was a rocket launcher and not a Gatling gun. So she got rocket launcher. So I believe her weapons are going to probably be rocket launcher, Gatling gun, and maybe sniper rifle. But I'll need to double check on that. So let's equip a Gatling gun so you can see that too. There we go. She ran out of bullets, but they will regenerate on their own over time. So let me go ahead and like re-equip my rocket launcher. And then let's get back into that. Let's go get some action. Absolute destruction. But so far, both of the characters have been pretty fun to play. They both play differently, and they're going to be good at different things. I've noticed that hitting enemies that are very small is a lot harder to do on Ciara, which is this character I'm playing as right now. On Erza, it's fairly easy to hit enemies that are low to the ground. But in contrast, it's a lot easier for Ciara to hit enemies that are in midair because she does have ranged weapons. And she does seem to be better at like launching enemies and like creating aerial combos. Right, let's keep going until we can get to like an area inside of this map that will end up being like a good stopping point. So possibly maybe a boss or something. Or even like some kind of a notable checkpoint. Oh man, I'm getting poked by these rocks. You can also do air dodges and air dashes. So that's also something that can be done. Main objective is to like get to the next area on like checkpoints as you're making your way through without constantly getting hit like I am. You need to survive so you can make it all the way through while not getting stabbed by traps. So it's probably better for me to use Ciara here. So I can get some enemies from range. So I don't need to like constantly step inside of traps. But we're gonna see if we can just push through to the next rest area. As you make your way through, the map will be filled out. It starts off within each section of the map that you go into is pretty much blank. And as you make your way to each segment or new rooms, those areas will be mapped out. So you can return, you'll know where you've been and you can return there. So this is one of the cutscenes. I'm assuming that's the boss. As you can see, there's like a lot of... It doesn't really take itself too seriously in this storyline. There's a lot of banter between the characters. And from what I saw earlier, it's pretty comedic. So there doesn't seem to be like a very serious tone to it. But bosses do play a little bit differently because they do have some extra mechanics. Like they have like a stamina gauge and like a break gauge. Or a stamina gauge where you'll deal damage to them and then you'll break them as you stack damage on, and then you'll get some extra hits in on them. But they are way more aggressive. But let's take a look. Delicious. Okay, let's go. Eating the hit straight away. Let's just try and stay away from this guy as far as possible when he's blue. Okay, so I gotta learn to like dash back and then jump when he does that. And then I gotta double jump over these when I'm not getting caught in the tornadoes and juggled like crazy. Oh, I can hit the, I just realized I can hit the blue fireballs or the wind balls. And this is gonna have to be a restart. Gotta jump over the tornadoes, double jump over the tornadoes again. So we've got to stack on as much damage as possible. So he's gonna do his jump. There we go. I've learned the pattern. Now we need to switch to Ciara, because his health is low. Double jump, back in. Air balls. Is he gonna come close? Okay. Okay, he's broken. Let's see if we can stack on the damage now. Keep the combo going. We've drained another one of his health bars. Double jump. Let's just see if we can like land a few hits on him while he's in the distance. Good. This does feel like it's gonna be the... Nope! I was about to say, this does feel like it's gonna be the one. Ciara's doing a good job of keeping him like stunned. So we just need to jump over the tornadoes. Oh! He's broken now. We did it! It was looking shaky there, but we got it in the end.
何度か見かけはしたけど、一体何なの？きっと何かの植物ですわ。帝国にないような品種の。なんて不思議なの。
I guess that gives you a good idea of what this game is like. That is a good chunk of Erza. Thank you for sticking around with me. This is Frontier Hunter Erza's Wheel of Fortune. It is available right now. It was in early access, but the full release has happened. But thanks for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.